is it hard being Tama Potaka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very hard.
You get a lot of backlash.
Yeah, absolutely. What's happening with Luxon's sidekick? Another pedophile. WTF is wrong with these sickos getting into Parliament? FFS, why aren't you lot saying anything?
I'm extremely excited to introduce the Regulatory Standards Bill to this House.
You were keen to see the end of the Treaty Principles Bill. Do you feel the same way about this bill?
Couldn't wait till cremation day,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
And cremation day came.
Do you want a cremation day for the Regulatory Standards Bill?
Well,
why won't you be open with this one like you were with the Treaty Principles one?
I mean, I started carving when I was 8 years old. My father was carving then. I remember him doing these po for the American Embassy. And when he went inside for a cup of tea, I thought I'd go and contribute. And to this day, I still have the V chisel in my hand and my palm. And I guess I was tagged. From that point on, I was destined to be a carver.
Oh, yeah, there, fella matua Jim. Yeah, nah, it's awesome to have someone like him around us. You know, just hold their space for us because he's been there and he's done that, you know, for a long time.
See how you've shaped that there and you've started to shape it there? It'll create a different light.
E te iwi whānui he wā motuhaki tēnei mā tātou, kua tikina te mānuka, te pūtake o tā tātou hui, ko Marae tēnei, ko Miriama Kamo ahau. Mōrena. Tama Potaka has been taking a lot of heat as a minister in the National Coalition. His loyalty to his party at a time when many Māori feel under attack has led to harsh criticism. He's copped a lot of abuse and even been called a kupapa. Despite all that, what's clear is that kaupapa Māori is at his heart. But is it lonely as one of just 3 Māori ministers in National? Does he want the Regulatory Standards Bill to be cremated like he did the Treaty Principles Bill? And what exactly does he mean when he says Māori ceded sovereignty? We wanted to know more about the man behind the politician and what keeps him going. Tama Potaka allowed our Marae crew to visit him at home in Kirikiriroa. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
that's a great song, by the way.
Is it?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. One Day. Have you never heard of One Day before? The song One Day?
Dunno.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, in my defence, I was thinking of other things.
Hang on, now I have to play it. Oh, yeah, no, I do know. I know. Okay, yeah.
But he's, man, phenomenal singer.
Oh, it's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song.
Like what it's like for Tama Potaka.
Kia ora tātou e noho nei roto I tō tātou whare. I present the legislative statement on the Māori Purposes Bill.
In what many see as a polarising coalition.
The political left have got themselves in quite a lather about the Regulatory Standards Bill.
Not one of those people can rise up in this house and tell you one thing they've ever done for Māori.
As Māori, we tend to look out for each other. Parliament's a hard place. Who's looking out for you in there?
Well, I think number one person looking out for me is my wife, Ariana.
What about in Parliament?
Does he regret saying Māori ceded sovereignty?
Politically, is it worth it to you?
What underpins his loyalty to his party?
You say, I cannot oppose my leader's views.
The leader's spoken.
And exactly where does he feel there's more mahi to be done?
So you're not achieving kotahitanga?
No, I don't think we are in that space.
But mostly, I wanted to understand Tama Potaka home in his electorate, Hamilton West.
Don't need all that rind.
The national politician.
Gotta look after your athletic body there, Cam.
And the Māori man.
Do you like cooking?
I like cooking, but it's, you know, not my favourite thing to do. It's a responsibility that I have because I have manuhiri here, and when my whānau are here, that's a responsibility that I take on and
Put on a kai.
put on a kai, or if you're going somewhere, take a kai.
So Māori, yet in a coalition many see as anti-Māori.
So a lot of the actions of this government have been, as we've discussed, challenging. So removal of 7AA from the Oranga Tamariki Act, disestablishing the Māori Health Authority examination.
Where policies have been seen as anti-treaty.
Bill, the Regulatory Standards Bill, no treaty clause in RMA reform and very little new money in the budget for Māori. So how is National the party for Māori aspiration?
Well, I think you know that a lot of the arrangements that you've announced were part of coalition arrangements.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying to you that those were the outcome of coalition negotiations. What's important for me, and I've said this in the House and I'll say it to you now, is that this country will not succeed unless Māori succeed.
very supportive of that and health and wellbeing.
And what are you training for?
Just body for wife.
Body for life?
No, body for wife.
Oh, body for life.
How does your mahi affect your whānau, your beautiful wife and your children?
My wife is very supportive, and I really wanted to acknowledge and send the aroha to my wife for her tautoko and her support in her manaaki. My children, well, they're very focused on their kura and schoolwork, I hope, and the mahi that they're doing at this stage of their lives, 13, 15 and 17.
Do they have you on about some of the policies that you have to
Yeah, no, they definitely confront me from time to time, particularly my daughter, about what's the background, what's the understanding, the rationale behind some of the initiatives that the government's undertaking.
When they challenge you, are you able to always give them a satisfactory answer?
No, they're not always satisfied.
Okay.
But they're not always satisfied for, where we're going on a holiday or what we're having for lunch. But it's important to have open eyes and listening ears and making sure I understand where they're coming from.
Tama Potaka's daughter participated in the historic hikoi against the Treaty Principles Bill, a bill Tama Potaka was himself staunchly against. Yet you had to vote it through, that first reading.
Well, that was the arrangement that was curated as part of the coalition.
How did it feel to have to do it?
Well, it is what it is. I don't necessarily feel as though it was the right thing to do ultimately, to pass it through past the Select Committee in second reading, and ultimately, my view, came to fruition.
It was a call that led to that now famous haka. And an unprecedented suspension for Te Pāti Māori leaders. Did you think it was fair and proportionate?
I don't have a comment on that. But what I do have a comment on is this, is that I'm very focused on my own tikanga and my own protocols and behaviours. And
so you wouldn't do a haka in Parliament?
No, I didn't say that.
Would you?
That's always an option. And making sure that I'm aligned with the protocols of Parliament. Now, not everyone is in the same headspace as me, and I acknowledge that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might do
doing a haka is an option, as is a waiata.
We might see you do a haka and protest against some kōrero in Parliament one day, perhaps.
Stand by. Stand
by. Okay. The ongoing debate was fierce, including this now infamous comment.
24 hours. The one in the cowboy hat, who hates colonialism, the one that's shouting down there with the scribbles on his face.
What did you think of the scribble face comment made by Winston Peters against Aori Waititi?
I didn't hear that comment.
But you know directly that it was made?
I heard it was made. I think that is a very unreasonable and unfair comment. And I'm really celebratory of those that go through and exemplify te uhia mataora and te kauaia niwereka.
Would you get a mataora?
Maybe. I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm just focused on the mahi that I'm doing now.
Madam Speaker, I'm extremely excited to introduce the Regulatory Standards Bill to this House.
You were keen to see the end of the Treaty Principles Bill. Do you feel the same way about this bill?
Couldn't wait till Cremation Day, as you know.
Yeah.
And Cremation Day came.
Do you want a Cremation Day for the Regulatory Standards Bill?
Well, we're going to see where it gets to through the Select Committee. But I think that the concerns that I've heard are very, very genuine about how there is a lack of reference to Te Tiriti o Waitangi, the Treaty of Waitangi.
Why won't you be open with this one like you were with the Treaty Principles one?
Well, I think that we were very clear with the Treaty Principles Bill from the start. The Prime Minister was very clear that we would follow through on our commitment.
So you're just following the party line on this one. So yes, the agreement was made with the Treaty Principles Bill.
Well, I am part of the party, yes, and I do, follow the party line.
The two good-looking bald men.
You often talk about being proud to be in Chris Luxon's cabinet.
I am.
That's good.
Yeah.
You talk about it a lot. You say, I cannot oppose my leader's views.
The leader has spoken.
And that's that. But where does this respect for hierarchy, authority, and discipline come from? Well, there are clues in Tama Potaka's maiden speech.
Te au te hardwired me into Māori male success, te rangi hiroa, Māui Pomare, Eddie, Mason, Ra, anyone with the last name Drury, Peter Sharples, and our most notable and formidable old boy and National Party co-founder, Tahuparae Nanata. It ignited mental fortitude to survive and thrive as brothers in any conditions.
I think that going to boarding school is not an insignificant moment in a 13-year-old's life or a 12-year-old who go through quite a regimented program and disciplined program of physical fitness, physical resilience, spiritual empowerment and cultural renaissance is what we all really went through as part of our experience at Te Aute College.
What it sounds to me like, though, as well, is that perhaps this forged you for the fires of politics.
Absolutely. And you got to really see the beauty and the excellence and the absolute aspiration of our communities. And that's what helps drive me in the mahi that I do today, because actually I do think that Māori are absolutely phenomenal. Imagine if there are 100 million Māori in this world, not just 1 million. We make an outsized impact and a disproportionate impact, and what that does is it channels those aspirations, and that helps motivate me and drive me. And I learned a lot of those things while I was at Te Aute.
It sounds like it also underpins that absolute commitment you have to the leader and the party. I am dedicated because I was forged to be so at high school.
Absolutely, and there's a clear, say, hierarchy and also a meritocracy. And that's something that I believe in, that if you do the mahi, you should be rewarded. And if you don't, there's opportunities to do the mahi to be rewarded.
Can you see yourself doing the top job? Is that an ambition at all?
No, my focus right now, as I've said, has been an effective member for Hamilton West.
So keep the door
and
open.
being an effective minister. Well, like that's what my focus is right now. I need to make sure that I'm an effective husband and father too, and tribal member. Those things are all important to me, and sometimes you've got to be careful about how you manage time and resource and energy.
E whai ake nei.
So is it hard being Tama Potaka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very hard.
The backlash from members of the public.
Hope you and your government are all on a one-way ticket. Lovely.
And we ask about that statement.
You want a simple answer, but it's
yeah,
not,
because
but it's not,
you've made
it's
a
not
simple
answer.
statement. The simple statement is Māori ceded sovereignty. Why can't there be a simple explanation of that? So is it hard being Tama Potaka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very hard, but it's harder being my wife. And she has to tolerate and put up with it and still support me at the same time, thankfully. She does.
You get a lot of backlash.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's one when I made a comment around the Hamilton Airport International Terminal reopening this week with Trans-Tasman flights. What's happening with Luxon's sidekick, another pedophile? WTF is wrong with these sickos getting into Parliament? FFS, why aren't you lot saying anything? You have no right to be in Cabinet. Māori ceded sovereignty. Honour the treaty. Facebook is not here for your political views as a minister. You need to remove all your posts or you just have done bugger. Thank you.
And then there's the kupapa comments.
People actually don't know what kupapa means. Well, there's a verb and a noun. The verb means that you are there to serve.
Do they not ever hurt your feelings?
No, they don't.
Because there are a lot of people with a lot of reckons and a lot of concerns and a lot of anger towards you.
Yeah, of course. And most of them have never met me. Not once. But they've got a lot of anger.
One of the most vexing statements the minister has made is this one.
Because it has been said, and your Prime Minister has said, that Māori ceded sovereignty.
Which led to this question.
You tell me when Māori ceded sovereignty.
Well, what I'm going to say is this, is that that's a debate and a discussion in a quarter that's been going on for several decades.
And even more vexation.
About something that we cannot answer with.
Is there not an easy way that you can explain your position on this?
No, because, no, there's not. There's not an easy way.
Because it's not helpful, is it? And it's certainly not helpful for people in understanding who Tama Potaka is.
No, there's not an easy way because that actually...
Do you like being complicated?
No. people have views on that, but people have views on that too. But I don't think there's an easy way to describe it.
So we had a bit of back and forth on it.
You do understand, though, that saying that Māori-ceded sovereignty is a contentious and controversial statement that has upset a lot of Māori.
Absolutely. It is upsetting to a lot of people. There's no way we ceded rangatiratanga. No way. Who said that?
So what do you equate sovereignty with?
Well, no.
I te reo Māori.
And that's where I think that we could have a very, very long discussion, and there's a lot of different views on it.
Okay, I think, so I don't want to, I am labouring it, but,
No, you are.
but yeah, I am, and I didn't want to.
Because
But
you want a simple answer.
yeah, because you've made a simple statement. The simple statement is Māori-ceded sovereignty. Why can't there be a simple explanation of that?
And after that back and forth, here's where we landed.
Well, what I'm saying is that total sovereignty, the ability to do anything, anytime, anyway, anyhow, we did give up some of that. We gave up some of that by signing up to Te Tiriti o Waitangi, the Treaty of Waitangi. And there are debates, there are discussions over what did we give up, but we did give up something. So we don't have that total authority that we might have had before 1840. We did give up something.
Do you regret saying Māori-ceded sovereignty then? Because that sounded like you said we ceded it.
Well,
all authority.
I think we could have had a better kōrero and a longer kōrero about that, and I'm up for that. Bit of kombucha.
So we think we'll do just that, a debate down the line on Marae. But for now...
Āmine. For those who can't understand your loyalty to National within this coalition, what's the thing you want them to most know about you?
Well, I'm very firm about what I stand for, and I think that sits consistently with the National Party values and the National Party principles. There are a lot of people who aren't comfortable with some of the directions of travel, but there's equally a lot of people that are very, very supportive of me and very supportive of my commitment to those principles and values and tikanga, actually, that we've discussed today. And I'll remain committed to those.
The last thing that in your maiden speech that I noted was, I've reflected on a need to reinforce my loyalty
and help to resplice unity across Aotearoa, our country, based on whakapapa or genealogical foundations.
I was really curious about what resplice unity means.
Kotahitanga should be a driving ambition of our Parliament. That's what we should be there to seek and to engender. And if we can't engender that on the very, very big issues, then we're going to have a lot of polarisation. And I think that there has been polarisation on a number of issues, and
so
I don't think
you're not achieving kotahitanga?
No, I don't think we are in that space. But I think the promise and the hope is still there, and that's something that I live for.
I te whatiwhura, nei rā te mihi nui ki a koe.
Tēnā koe, nā mihi ki a koe.
E haere ake nei, the Kaiako and Carver with a vision to return waka to the Whanganui River. No mai anō. For Carver and Kaiako Jim Tahuparae, a life-threatening stroke changed everything. It presented him with a vision. Jim knew he had to pass on his mātauranga and to return waka to Whanganui River. Leigh-Marama McLachlan with this story.
Runga tapa te mauri tau te pipi ana ko tau te pipinga wa puri tia mai wa tāpia mai wa. Tēnei te mauri ka pakapaki, tēnei te mauri ka pakakaka, te mauri o tēnei tūpua, te mauri o tēnei āriki. Te mauri keironga, te mauri ērangi, te mauri ka pote ki te whai au ki te ao marama. Te ruturu ōpiti waka maua ki a tēnā haumi a hui e, tāi ki e. I remember coming home and I saw the ones like Coral George Wellington. I guess he recognised that things weren't sitting right with me. Hence the reason why he gave me that name, Te Mata Puhuki. Me oki mai koe ki te kāinga. Māku koe e whakakoi, I think. Am I that blunt? But he recognised it. So yeah, from that point on, I really thought about it. So I kept thinking about this blunt obsidian adze, mata puhuki. And that's basically essentially what I was. My edge had just been shaved off, dulled, chipped, fractured. Ara tēnei tō pōtiki homai I rā taku toki taku whao taku kuru e.
Dulled, chipped, fractured. But for Carver Jim Tahuparae, it wasn't always that way.
Mākua no e, nō reira. Turu turu opiti whakamaua kia tēnā haumia hui e, tāi ki e. I started carving when I was 8 years old. My father was carving then. I remember him doing these po for the American embassy. And when he went inside for a cup of tea, I thought I'd go and contribute. And to this day, I still have a V-chisel in my hand and my palm. So yeah, that was my first experience of carving. I guess I was tagged. From that point on, I was destined to be a carver.
Ka toko ake ngā pūkenga wakairo o Jim ki te wānanga o Raukawa I Ōtaki. Nā wai ka wakatūhia ko ia hei pauako wakairo I konei. But in 2022, tragedy struck when Jim suffered a life-changing stroke.
All I remember is getting up to go to the wharepaku and then just crash. And next minute I'm in Palmy Hospital. But everything changed after that. I lost the use of my left arm, so I couldn't hold a chisel.
What was that like?
It was very confronting. For quite a while I had to think to myself, now what? What am I going to do now? I had doctors in the room and they'd call all the family in and they go, look, Dad's not going to walk again. There's very little chance that Dad will be able to walk again. I guess there were dark patches. During that time I went through quite a bit of depression, I guess.
All of a sudden, he couldn't do what he knew best, and then Jim's marriage would fall apart.
I had my 2 boys and I had my wife then. But gradually a lot of things changed. And it wouldn't have been easy on them.
Ka taka te wā, ka waia I ia te rere o te awa tūpua ki te hau kāinga.
Tupu tupu te re e mauri he rākau ko tāne koe. No mai kia piri, no mai kia tata.
A tāro ake ka puta mai tētai ara hau mōna.
Te wāhua tau.
We brought up in a house just next door, Koro and Nan, when they had a lot to do with the Marae, and now they're buried here, so it's sort of bring me back here.
Meet Carver te Ururangi Row, and navigator Toyora Hawira. Nā raua te kura mō ngā tikanga wakairo wakatere waka I wakatū I tērā taha o te rori.
Anei o mātou ware wakairo. Kaore te waine e ku'u mai ana ki roto I te ware. So women not allowed in our carving space.
He hai.
The reason being because of the ware tangata. So for us, the men here on the awa, we carve the mate or the dead. We carry the dead, and the ware tangata brings life. So it's about safety, you know, because we deal with a lot of tupuna and that.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
Such an awesome thing to be a part of. I've been doing kaupapa waka since I was 15, so over half my life now. But the thing was, I wanted to build canoes. I don't know how to do it, but I know it starts with whakairo. At stages, it's been hard. I look at it and go, oh, this is doing my head in. It'll take me a long time to do it. But I don't know, it's just growing on me.
Carving full-time, they want to revive traditional Whanganui styles and ultimately return waka to the river. Now Jim's using his mātauranga again to guide the next reanga.
The name of this piece is called Te Ahi Ka. The inspiration came from that kōrero, Ngā Te Ia Kaha ko te whakaaro. Where thought goes, energy flows. I turned up at my father's place one day and he had this big fire going. Apparently he must have got some pressure put on him to clean up his driftwood he had lying around the property. Anyway, he made this big fire. And when I got there, this torrential downpour come and boom, put the fire out. And as you can see, the burn mark's still on the top.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I put it on my truck and I took it back to Otaki. And after deliberating for a week or two, I thought, she was in there. All the younger ones, a lot of our younger ones coming through, they want to carve. They want to carve a taiaha, pauwhenua, tepa tepa. They want to bounce around on the front of their marae. So, I mean, that's our goal, I guess. It's looking after our next generation.
What does it mean to have Matua Jim here, being part of this kaupapa, showing leadership in this space and bringing his kite of mātauranga, that he's built over his lifetime too?
Oh, yeah, they follow Matua Jim. Yeah, it's awesome to have someone like him around us. Just hold that space for us, because he's been there and he's done that, for a long time.
See how you shape that there and you start to shape it there? It'll create a different light.
And if we don't practice it on a daily basis, who would practice it? If we don't put it out there, who will? And slowly but surely, that art will slowly die.
For Matua Jim, he's found solace at home. Endlessly grateful to those who kept the home fires burning, his health improving slowly but surely, still holding hope to one day wield a chisel again.
But now I tend to look at what happened to me as a learning. Perhaps it was something that I needed to learn. I guess if there's anything, I'll always revert back to my one kōrero, which is Ngā Te Ia Kaha ko te whakaaro. Where thought goes, energy flows. And it's something that I'm so set on. And every time we have a group of young ones, I'll say, look, I'm going to teach you some magic. Ngā Te Ia Kaha ko te whakaaro. Where thought goes, energy flows. Believe in it.
Ngā mihi nui I tā koutou mā taki mai, kia pai tō koutou rā. Hei kōnā. Ko te reo, te take.